The world is full of wild places that test your limits. But Australia's ancient heartland does more. It reaches into your soul. This land, carved by time and painted in ochre, is a world away from concrete jungles and digital noise. Here, the air is thick with stories tens of thousands of years old. The adventure isn't just in the hiking or climbing, it's in connecting with the world's oldest living culture. This place demands respect, vast, unforgiving, and breathtakingly beautiful. Every step thrums with energy. The sun reminds you of your place in the universe. Beneath the rugged surface lies a deep spiritual wellspring, where the physical and spiritual blur. An Aboriginal guided journey unlocks this world, revealing the land as a living library of ancient knowledge. Imagine standing at the base of a colossal rock, its face glowing in the setting sun, silence broken only by the wind. You feel small, humbled by the scale and age of everything around you. This is more than a holiday. It's a pilgrimage to the dawn of human history. The call to explore this land is a call to explore yourself, to open your heart to wisdom that has endured for millennia. The thrill here isn't about conquering the wilderness, but letting it transform you. Surrender to its rhythm, learn from its secrets. The real challenge is mental and spiritual. Can you quiet your mind to hear the stories the land wants to tell? Australia's Indigenous heartland invites every adventurer to see the world differently. It's a promise of transformation, a journey that lingers long after the red dust is gone. This is the ultimate adventure for the soul. Will you answer the call? My boots hit the red earth, the air warm with eucalyptus and dry soil. This was the start of a journey into a world far from my own. An Aboriginal elder, our guide David, waited with a quiet confidence born of deep connection. He knelt, scooped up red soil, and let it run through his fingers, explaining this was not just dirt, but his mother, his ancestor, the source of all life. He invited us to do the same, to connect with the ground beneath our feet. The journey shifted. It was no longer about distance, but understanding. The bush came alive. The call of a kookaburra, the buzz of insects, the sigh of wind. We walked slowly, David pointing out tracks, leaves and trees, each a word in a new language. He spoke of the dream time, not as myth, but as a living reality shaping the present. The great ancestral beings carved this landscape. Their stories are in every rock and tree. With every step, history peeled back, senses heightened. The outback became a place teeming with life and meaning. The feeling of being an outsider faded, replaced by a sense of belonging. This is the magic of an Aboriginal-led tour. You become part of the story, even if just for a while. The land welcomes you as a guest in a sacred home. Having an Indigenous guide is like walking with the mapmaker. David was more than a guide. He was a storyteller, teacher, and custodian of ancient wisdom. His knowledge, passed down through 60,000 years, was a living link to the past. He taught us to read the land, a bush's medicine, a rock's story, the Dreamtime's lessons. For Aboriginal people, the land is a sacred text, and David showed us how to read its first pages. He moved with quiet dignity, answering our questions with patience. We learned to move quietly, observe and listen, to find water, identify edible plants, and understand survival. What struck me most was his generosity. Sharing stories and wisdom with outsiders, an act of trust and reconciliation. Through his eyes, we glimpsed a worldview rooted in community, respect, and a sacred duty to care for the land. It was more than a tour. It was a meaningful cultural exchange. We ventured deeper, arriving at a rock overhang covered in ancient art. Kangaroos, turtles, human figures. This wasn't a museum, but a living place of ceremony and storytelling. Some paintings were thousands of years old, others more recent, a continuous tradition. David interpreted the images. Handprints as ancestral signatures, hunting scenes as lessons, spiritual paintings as dreamtime stories. Each image was a chapter in a sacred library. I hovered my hand near the rock, feeling the energy of artists from millennia ago. These weren't just pictures, they were a testament to resilience and creativity. The rock galleries are among the oldest historical records on Earth, a priceless inheritance for all humanity. They remind us there are other ways of knowing, recording, and being human. Leaving that site, I felt changed. The stories now etched into my own memory. The past became part of my journey. In the Aboriginal worldview, culture and nature are inseparable. The land is the ultimate teacher. David showed us the landscape as a dynamic, interconnected system. The flowering of a plant signaled when to hunt, the wind predicted weather. We learned to walk with all our senses, noticing subtle changes and listening to the bush's clues. Even a line of ants became a compass, their nests always on the eastern side of trees. The bush was a natural library, its secrets available to those with patience and respect. The wilderness wasn't an adversary, but a provider and guide. For Indigenous Australians, identity is linked to country. The land holds law, history, and ancestry. Damaging the land is damaging culture. The lesson: the land is not just a resource, it is the source. True survival in the outback isn't about gear. It's about deep, intuitive knowledge. David showed us how to find water, reading trees, digging soakages, extracting moisture from roots. Food was everywhere if you knew where to look. Witchetty grubs, bush bananas, green ants. Tracking animals was about understanding and respecting the ecosystem. The most impressive skill was making tools from scratch-napping stone, making rope, using a woomera. Nothing was wasted. Every resource had a purpose. This was the ultimate lesson in resourcefulness and sustainability. The best survival kit isn't in your backpack, it's in your head. These skills, honed over millennia, are a testament to human ingenuity. The land provides if you know how to listen. As dusk fell, the outback sky exploded with stars, the Milky Way, a river of diamonds. Around the campfire, the day's journey continued in story and song. We cooked kangaroo tail and bush vegetables, sharing a meal prepared with ancient methods. David pointed out constellations from the dreamtime like the emu in the sky, a celestial calendar and map. The night sky was a sacred storybook. The didgeridoo's deep drone filled the air, echoing the voice of the land. Sitting by the fire under a billion stars, I felt a profound peace. The worries of the modern world faded away. Life was stripped back to essentials: warmth, food, community, and connection to the universe. It was pure magic. Entering Aboriginal lands is a privilege, not a right. It demands respect and a willingness to learn. Choose Aboriginal-owned tours to support communities and culture. Respect begins with listening and understanding you are a guest. Some places are off-limits, some stories untold, some photos forbidden. Honor these protocols. Ask permission before taking photos, follow your guide's instructions, and leave no trace. Support Indigenous art centres. Buying directly helps preserve culture and provides income. Responsible travel is about attitude, open heart, open mind, readiness to be challenged. The reward is a deeper, more authentic understanding. You become a welcome visitor, not just a tourist. This ensures these experiences and cultures endure for generations. This journey into Australia's heart is more than adventure. It's a pilgrimage, a challenge, an education. It strips away modern noise and connects you to something ancient and profoundly human. You'll walk on land touched by 60,000 years of footsteps, hear stories from the dawn of time, and see the world anew. If you seek more than a holiday, if you want a journey that changes you, this is it. Don't just read or watch. Feel the red dust, taste campfire food, hear the didgeridoo, stand before ancient art. Go with an open heart and a desire to learn. Let Indigenous guides lead you. Support the preservation of the world's oldest living culture. The wild places call to remind us who we are. The Aboriginal heartland issues one of the most powerful calls of all. Step out of your comfort zone and into the dream time. Find your own story in this ancient landscape. Pack your bag, leave preconceptions behind. The ultimate adventure awaits. Answer the call. You will not come back the same.